This is probably not going to be a well-received video. Many of you guys in my audience, you don't like it when I'm critical of college football. College football fans are some of the most rabid in the country. But the fact of the matter is, there are some serious problems right now in college football. The main problem is one that continues to be neglected. It's neglected by the programs, it's neglected by the conferences, it's neglected by the television networks. I will tell you what that problem is here in just a second, but it's also the cause of what I'm about to share with you. Dennis Dodd. Dennis Dodd over at CBS, he released a rather alarming report late last week. For the seventh straight year, attendance at college football games declined. The 2021 season saw a 15% drop. Attendance numbers for last year were the lowest since 1981. Naturally, it has everyone in the college football world scratching their heads a bit. I don't understand. Why aren't people coming to games? This does not make any sense. They are clamoring to find reasons. Some are blaming the COVID. People were afraid to be in crowds. They didn't want to risk a super spreader event. Yeah. The same fans chanting "fuck Joe Biden" at college football games across the country were afraid of the COVID. Some are blaming the smaller conference programs for dragging attendance numbers down. That's not the case either. The Sun Belt, the MAC, they actually saw attendance gains. The Power 5 is dragging numbers down. The Big Ten was the only Power 5 conference that saw an increase in attendance in 2021, and that increase was 0.003%. Basically, one extra fan attended a Big Ten game this year. The SEC, the conference people like to compare to the NFL, they call it a mini NFL, minor league NFL. The SEC had the lowest attendance since 1999. Big 12, lowest since 2000. Pac-12, lowest ever. ACC, lowest since 1990. Hell, they were struggling to sell tickets to the national championship. When I was in Indianapolis, we were online buying our tickets. You could get nosebleed seats for $500. And this was on the secondary market. Paul Feinbaum is blaming television. He claims the attendance problem in college football can't be fixed. There are so many games on television, people have college football parties. It has never been easier for fans to watch college football at home. If that's the case, how come ratings in college football were down this year? The 2022 playoffs were the least watched ever. Paul Feinbaum is wrong. Television is not the problem. If TV was the culprit here, how come the NFL saw increases in attendance this past season? Television ratings for the NFL were astronomical, the best we've seen in several years. The league averaged over 67,000 per game. NFL teams sold 95% of their available tickets. Damn near every game was sold out. The Seahawks sucked. They sold 99.5% of their tickets. Vikings and Browns didn't make the playoffs, sold out every home game. Even the fucking Jags averaged 60,000 a game. If I'm not mistaken, NFL games are easily accessible on television too. It's much easier for me to watch NFL Red Zone on Sunday afternoon than head down to the Superdome. Yet, 8 games a year in New Orleans are sold out. Compare that with college football. Georgia won the national championship this year. Attendance dropped. Michigan made the playoffs for the first time ever. Attendance dropped. Cincinnati made the playoffs. Attendance dropped. Why? Television ratings aren't where they used to be for college football. Attendance is going down. Why? Why is college football facing these problems? The better question is, why aren't the people in power, along with the people in the mainstream media, why aren't they asking the right question? They're looking to blame the COVID, which is absolutely ridiculous. The COVID wasn't around in 2014 when attendance in college football started to drop. College football has lost 5,000 fans per game since 2014. They're trying to blame television. Market saturation is what they call it. There is just too much college football available. It's a case of having too much of a good thing. We have never had as much NFL football as we have now, and every metric in the NFL is going up. We have added 15 teams to the FBS since 2000. These programs with smaller stadiums, they are dragging our averages down. Oh, that must be the reason. I don't recall any of those 15 teams being in Power 5 conferences, which continue to see attendance figures drop to the lowest we've seen in decades. It's these damn millennials, the 25 to 40 age range. They are more likely to donate their money to other causes besides athletics. I'm not making that excuse up. Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowlesby, he actually said that bullshit, which is indicative of the larger problem in college football. These people are clueless. Some of these games in September and October are played in hot weather. That causes fans to not want to attend. Oh, really? It's the heat. Why don't we go ahead and blame the cold weather in Ann Arbor for low attendance in November? NFL cities are hot in September. Carolina, Miami, Tennessee. Hell, it can be hot in Baltimore in early September. They're damn sure cold in November and December, yet Arrowhead Stadium is sold out. They sell out in Foxborough. It's standing room only in Green Bay. It's not the weather. It's not the COVID. It's not the TV. The people involved with college football, guys like Paul Feinbaum, they have their head in the sand. The question they should be asking is obvious. It slaps them in the face every Saturday afternoon from September to November. The question they should be asking, how do we make college football more competitive? People aren't going to college football games because they're fucking boring. When I go to games in New Orleans, I know I'm going to see a competitive game. Most of the time, I know the game's going to be decided in the fourth quarter. When I buy tickets, I'm not concerned about wasting my money or, more importantly, my time. The NFL is competitively balanced. 32 regular season games this year were decided on the final play, the most since 1970. Look at the playoffs in the NFL this past season. The divisional round. Every game decided on the final play. Conference championship, same thing. Hell, the wild card round was great. We don't get that in college football. Close games are an anomaly. They're an exception to the rule. Georgia had a championship season. Look at their home games this year. UAB, South Carolina, Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri, Charleston Southern. Do you want to spend your Saturday afternoon going through the hassle of finding parking, buying tickets, waiting in line at the pisser to watch any one of those 6 games? You know how many home games were decided on the final possession? Hell, you know how many games were decided in the second half? 0. Georgia won at home by an average of 36 points. Their closest game was against Kentucky. It was a real nail-biter. Georgia won by 17 points. They were up 24-7 going into the fourth quarter. People have smartened up. They realize paying to watch college football live is a ripoff. Just think about it. If I came to you and said, I want to sell you a $300 ticket to watch a 4-quarter game that will be decided in the first quarter, would you buy it? There is no reason Georgia should be playing Charleston Southern. There is no reason Michigan's playing Northern Illinois, Western Michigan. But KC, those games set up upsets. Appalachian State upset Michigan back in 2007, and it propelled their program into Division I. Yeah, it sure did. It sure did. App State went from winning national championships in the FCS to winning the fucking Sun Belt Conference. State has 0 chance of ever winning a national title at the D1 level. And also, those upset opportunities are few and far between. When I was going to the national championship last month, my biggest concern was, will this game be competitive? When my friend called me to ask if I wanted to go, I hesitated on it for a bit. I didn't want to waste my time or my money watching a blowout. I never hesitate buying NFL tickets. Hell, I don't hesitate when I buy NBA tickets. The biggest problem facing college football is the people in power refusing to address the biggest problem facing college football: lack of competitive balance. They are handcuffing themselves with tradition. They're handcuffing themselves with rivalries and Power 5 conferences. The Saints and the Niners, they used to be rivals. Saints, Rams, they were rivals. That didn't stop the NFL from doing division realignment. I understand. I understand the love of tradition in college football, but nothing was designed to last forever. The college football system is antiquated. It worked fine 20 years ago when people didn't have options, but there are too many options available for people to waste a Saturday afternoon watching a 56-7 blowout. But let me know what you guys think. Why do you think attendance is dropping in college football? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.